The Ringing Cedars, Series 14, Anastasia, Book 1, Vladimir Megre. Anastasia laughed ringingly again, jumped up high, stretched out like a rope, as if she was soaring above the clouds. Then she ran over, sat down next to me at the entrance to the nightclub, and began combing her golden hair with her fingers, pulling it from the bottom up. "So you don't consider sex to be sinful?" I asked. Anastasia fell silent. She looked at me in amazement and answered, "Was it that sex? What do they mean by this word to your world? And if it is not, then what is more sinful? To indulge, so that a man would not appear in the world, or to hold back and not allow a man to be born to the right man?" I thought to myself, indeed, the intimacy of the night with Anastasia could not be called the usual word, sex. So what happened last night? What word fits here? So I asked again. And why didn't something similar, even close to similar, happen to me, I think, and to many others? You understand, Vladimir, that the dark forces want to intensify carnal passions in man, lest they prevent him from experiencing the bliss that God bestows. They convince in every possible way that satisfaction can be achieved easily, thinking only of physical pleasure. And with that, they distract him from the truth. Poor deluded women, not knowing this, all their lives feel only suffering. All their lives they search for lost bliss. They are not looking for it where it should be. No woman will be able to dissuade a man from fornication, if he allows himself and surrenders to him in order to satisfy only physical needs. If such a thing happen, then their life together will not be happy. Their common life is an illusion of community, a lie, a delusion that is determined by conditioning. Because the woman herself becomes a harlot by the same, regardless of whether she is married to that man or not. Oh, how many laws mankind has invented, conditions, trying to artificially strengthen this false alliance. Law, spiritual and secular, all in vain. They only forced man to play, conform to them and only show how there is an alliance. Internal motivations were always unchanged and dependent on no one and nothing. Jesus Christ saw this, and then he, trying to oppose them, said, "He who looks at a woman with lust is already committing adultery with her in his heart." And then, in your not-so-distant past, you sought to expose the shame of what leaves the family. But at no time, under no circumstances, could anything stop man's desire to seek the bliss that he feels intuitively, an extraordinary satisfaction. To persistently search. A false alliance is terrible. Children, you got it, kids. They feel the insincerity, the falsity of such an alliance. And children doubt everything their parents say. Children subconsciously sense a lie already at their conception. And they don't feel good about it. So tell me, what man wants to come into the world only as a result of carnal pleasure? Everyone would like to be created in a great ecstasy of love, striving precisely for creation, and not appear in the world as a result of carnal pleasure. Those who enter into a false alliance will then seek true satisfaction secretly from each other. They will want to master newer and newer bodies, or they will spend daily, condemning themselves, only their bodies. Realizing only intuitively how the true bliss of a true union is slipping away from them. Anastasia, wait, is it possible that a man and a woman are so condemned if the first time they had sex simply happened? Is there no way back, no possibility to improve the situation? There are possibilities. Now I know what to do. But where, what kind of words to find? Wouldn't you express yourself in words? I look for them all the time. I searched in the past and in the future. I didn't find it. Maybe they are quite close. And as soon as they did not appear, new ones will be created, which will be able to summon the heart and the meaning of words by beating. New words about the ancient truth of the primal source. Don't be too sad, Anastasia. Now say it with the words you have, something like that. What else is needed for true satisfaction other than two bodies? Insight, a mutual desire to create, sincerity and purity of desire. How do you know all that, Anastasia? This is not only known to me. The enlightened people Velez, Krishna, Rama, Shiva, Christ, Muhammad, Buddha wanted to interpret the essence. Did you read about them? Where? When? I didn't read about them. I simply know what they talked about, thought and what they wanted. So, just sex, you think, is not good. Very bad. He leads man away from the truth. Family destruction. It carries the greatest amount of energy into nothing. So why are so many different magazines published with naked women in erotic poses? Why are films made with erotica and sex? And it's all very popular. Demand creates supply. What do you want to say that our humanity is completely bad? Humanity is not bad, but the way the dark forces work, overshadowing spirituality and causing low carnal lust, very powerful. He brings a lot of trouble and suffering to people. He works through women, using their beauty. Beauty, which was created to awaken and preserve the spirit of a poet, artist, creator in a man. But for that the woman herself needs to be clean. If there is not enough purity, there is an attempt to attract a man with the beauty of the body. External beauty like an empty vessel. With that alone she wants to seduce a man, and because of that seduction she will surely suffer all her life. So what happens then? For millennia of its existence, hasn't humanity been able to resist the way the dark forces work? So he is stronger than man. Did it fail to resist independently of the calls, as you say, of spiritual, enlightened ones? It means that it is simply impossible to resist him. And maybe it's not necessary?